Right now, if you thought this was a picture, I'm literally in the game. Like, look, insane. Look at the details of this room.
You know I said yes.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today's a little bit different. I just wanted to showcase this amazing game that is in development. I've been keeping up with this game for about 8 years now, I believe, because I did check. The first video I ever saw from these guys, Titanic Honour Glory, was their sinking simulator of the game very early in development. But recently, it's been maybe a month now, but they've dropped this new demo and it gives you access to 50% of the ship, which is insane. So I just really wanted to go and have a tour around the first class kind of areas of the ship because it really fascinates me. I'm a huge Titanic fan. I love the history of it. Of course, it was a super devastating situation that happened in history. But what I love about this game and their whole kind of purpose for it is they're keeping the story alive and they're keeping the stories of the people who are aboard the Titanic alive, and it's just a really fascinating project. It's like a love project. They are putting so much, they're dedicating their lives to this project. They are putting so much time and effort and money into making this game perfect. They are trying to make it 100% accurate. They've admitted it's kind of hard to make it 100% accurate just because there's so much lost on the Titanic and so many different pieces because it only had one maiden voyage and everything pretty much went down with the ship. They only really have the blueprints, but they are trying to make it historically accurate as possible, and it just shows. Right now, if you thought this was a picture, I'm literally in the game. Like, look, insane. Look at the details of this room. So, as we all know this would have been the grand staircase, which was available to the first class passengers. And of course, it's just insane to see it in a game. Now, we have seen it in a couple of films. My favorite Titanic film is actually A Night to Remember. I think it's really well put together and it seems really accurate. I know the James Cameron film is unreal with the visuals, but I love seeing the different side of the Titanic story. Like, we're so used to just seeing the Titanic go down in the James Cameron film, but with the A Night to Remember, it's from like the 1950s and it shows you the point of view from the Carpathia, and it's just a really cool film and I would recommend it. It is available in color if you guys do prefer color film. But yeah, anyway, let's get right into this tour because it just blows me away. So I mean, I could literally stand in here and just walk around this room admiring the details all day long. I'm super fortunate enough to be able to run this on all the max settings, so it does, like, literally at some points when I'm playing this game, I like have to double look because I'm like, it tricks my mind because it's so realistic looking. I don't actually know what engine they use, I'm not that technical. But this is free to download, guys. You can go ahead and download this and explore the Titanic. It's available on their website. They also have a Patreon if you want to donate and obviously help the progress of this insane game. So anyway, one of the rooms that I noticed were right over here. This, I believe, is the smoking room. I might be wrong. And there is the reading and writing room to the right. So before we get into there, oh, so that is the lounge, not the smoking room. So I'm misinformed there. But if we head into here, this is the reading and writing room. I believe this is one of the only places on the ship out of like the interiors that was actually photographed. I know the gym on the ship was photographed really well because that was kind of a selling point of the ship, I believe. So we'll head up to see the gym as well after we've gone into the lounge. So this honestly is just stunning. The detailing, it actually like makes you feel like you're back in the 1920s exploring the Titanic. It's all as accurate as it can possibly be, and it's just amazing to actually be able to walk around this ship. This, what I'm seeing right now, is free. Like, I can go ahead. I would pay money for this demo. Like, I know it's a demo, but I would pay good money just to download this onto my computer and explore it as it is now as a finished product. Like, I would pay money for this. So the lounge is very iconic. We do see it in the James Cameron film. There's a very dramatic scene where this room's entirely flooded and you can obviously see the grand chandelier underwater. I do believe this again, I'm not a historian, but in the James Cameron film, however, so that's why I'm going off. So that shows my level of expertise. I do believe this is partly where the ship split in half. So it got torn right in half through here. But this is the first class lounge. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, look at the detailing of that. And look, you can literally zoom in just to get like a cool glimpse of even the tiniest details. That is just the level this game is going to be. So let's head down here and see what else we've got. Um, this looks like it might be the smoking room. So let's have a look. Again, I'm not a historian. Oh, this is the other staircase. This isn't the grand one, but it is still ever the more the less. Still very grand indeed. I mean, look at this. The detailing is just insane. So yeah, this is the smoking room. So this, I believe there is another part to this. Yeah, so here, we can see it right here. This, I believe, was in the James Cameron film where the architect of the ship, he went down with the ship and he was stood here while Jack and Rose were going through. I believe they ran through these doors here, which is so insane to see. And this is actually in the movie as well. This is where they were having lunch and discussing the ship with a lot of the people from White Star Line. Exactly, I can't remember their names. I'm not a historian. And if we go out there, we go out into the first class promenade. So we'll take a look outside in just a second, but I still want to explore this little area because it is just fascinating to see it. Like, we've seen it in the movies, we've seen it in the documentaries, but I'm literally controlling where I go, where I see, and I can look at any little detail I like. These, even today, I love these types of fireplaces. I'm 100%, if I make it in life, I'm having a big grand fireplace like this. And I just love, I don't know what happened to society where we thought this wall, like, and this type of wall was outdated, like the paneling and stuff. I know it's come back now with like the grey beige vibe, but I want a room in my future house, like where me and my friends come and chill, that looks exactly like this. Like, imagine just with our wine and chilling, talking about life. I mean, this is just, it screams class. And look at the roofs. It's just insane. Like, I could stay and look through every little detail in this room as well. Like, every little corner of this room, I could take a screenshot and it could be like its own picture. It's just insane. But we have got a lot of ship to cover. So I want to go through quite a few different parts of the ship. I want to show you guys the first class suites, or some that we at least have available to explore and look into. So here's one of the first class suites. I mean, it is just spectacular. This is like the epitome of first class. Like, they had all this space to themselves, completely private, their own deck outside. I do believe there was two of these in the first class like tickets, so you could have the option of either two of these. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe these were the most expensive tickets and like rooms you could stay in, because this whole part was private, kind of like your own little house on the ocean. So that's one part, which is insane. But you get like these private little rooms where you can host little dinner parties and have your friends back for a drink or two. But yeah, so cool. So that's B51, if anyone wants to check this out. And then the other one, like I said, it is just right here, but we actually can't see the interior to that one yet. But nevertheless, still really cool. So I found another really cool cabins. This is on C deck. This is C70. And again, this is just stunning. Like, the detailing. And I managed to find us another first class room. This one really reminds me of the one that we see in the James Cameron film. Do you know, with Rose putting all her paintings out and the little red fireplace? Really, really cool. But again, just look at the detailing. The glossy walls. Then look, that own little bedroom in here. And then they have their own little private bathroom as well, which is really cool because that was unheard of on like ships back then. But again, I could just sit in this room and look at everything. We're in the first class suite right now, babes. Like, we're living life. And I believe even like the photos, like the candle holders and everything like that, the clock, the fireplace, everything is trying to be as historically accurate as possible, which is just so cool. And here we have, so this is where you could send like letters back home whilst you're on the Atlantic Ocean because it was so strong, the Titanic. You could get a message for over 2,000 miles away because of the big antennas on top of the ship, which again is just insane. That's why it was really ahead of its time, and it was just what the top level ship to be on at that time. So here we have, down here is where the first class would have dined for lunch and tea. So I believe they'd have breakfast in this little bit here, what we see, this little opening bit, and they could have maybe lunch there. But then if you come through here, this is where they'd actually go and dine for tea time. And I believe this is where the captain joined them as well. So yeah, check this out. And this is a really cool room because as well, if you recognize this table from the James Cameron film, I bring it up so many times, I don't know why. But a fun fact about that is in that film, they have lamps on the table, but the lamps in the film were only there just to reflect the light off of the actors. In reality, there was no lamps on the table. I just thought that was a really cool fun fact. I don't know, I'm very easily impressed. Okay, so another little cool section here is the cafe and restaurant they had on board of the Titanic. So this is a very famous room. Um, Again, the detail in here is just insane. This is Cafe Parisien, I believe. Yeah, Cafe Parisian. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I'm sure I'll get corrected, but again, this room is insane. Let me just run to the end so I can just get a full like, look at this. This could be a literal movie right now. I'm just excited to see what this game actually gives us and what story we get when we're actually playing through it. I just think it's going to be insane, and I think everyone should be paying attention to this game. Never mind Grand Theft Auto 6, guys. And then I'll quickly just head up into the other restaurant here. I actually don't know the name. If it had a name, I genuinely forgotten, so I do apologize. There's no signage here. Got Cafe Parisian, but there's no signage here, so I'm not too sure about that. Um, but this again, I mean, look at this room, you guys. It's insane. The detailing is just perfection, really. And then something I noticed before is we can actually see some of the real names in here. Yeah, so we've got Ida and Isidore Strauss. They're in here. Thomas Andrews. I believe he was the architect of the ship. Margaret Brown. So we got Margaret Brown here. She's at table 54. Carl Hackley. Insane. Insane level of detail in this game. So another really cool room I wanted to show you guys is the Turkish baths that were on board of the Titanic. And as far as I'm aware, these rooms are still the most well-kept rooms on the Titanic to this day. They're still kind of standing and you can see the resemblance still to this day. You can see the hand-painted tiling that was used, which is why we can get the actual tiling in this game and see it for all of its beauty. And the first class passengers would have just come here and chilled out. Through here we've got the swimming pool. Which, I mean, this is luxury. I believe it was a heated swimming pool as well, which was kind of crazy for a ship to have in 1912. Very high tech. And a fun fact I learned is this watertight door was actually sealed. So still to this day, we can't actually get, like, none of the submarines can actually get into this room. So we don't know how well kept it is or if it's still standing. And I believe we know that because Margaret Brown was staying near the level where the doors were sealed. So she was able to actually hear that happen, which I just thought was a really cool fact. So yeah, they have sauna rooms, which are just cool. I mean, even like this might be a massage room or like a private room, I'm not too sure. Still, nevertheless, really cool. So I thought as well, I couldn't do this video without showing you guys the gym. Because this again, I believe this was the most photographed room in the entire ship. What actually survived because they used it for advertisement purposes. But look at this, they have the state-of-the-art equipment in here. I mean, what have we actually kept to this day? I don't even know what half this equipment is. I guess that's a rowing machine, which is cool. A horse riding machine, I believe. Not sure what that is, that contraption. And then a boxing thing, punching bag, boxing thing. That shows you how keyed up I am. Ah, and then look, we have the RMS Olympic and Titanic, the largest steamers in the world. And you get a little picture here of everything we get to see, which is cool. Wow, just seeing that shows you how big the engines were, which is crazy to see. Ah, so the mail room's down there. Oh, so there's a squash court on the ship as well. I didn't know that. I believe the mail room was one of the first places that flooded because all the mail started flooding up to the top, which is why people were like actually being able to see that it was, oh god, it is sinking. Okay, and then to finish today's video off, guys, I thought I would come up to the front of the ship and just again urge you guys, please download this demo, explore it for yourself. You have no idea how much of the ship I didn't show you today because there's just so much ship to show you. This has turned into like a 2 hour long video. But yeah, guys, please, please, please go ahead and check out Titanic Honour and Glory. It's something that I've been following for, as I said, literally 8 years now. I'm 21, so this project has stuck with me for a long time growing up. I remember like watching all the live streams they did. They don't even know I exist, but honestly, I'm their biggest fan. I think everything they do is so cool, so educational. They're so passionate about it. If there is one project I want to see succeed more than anything, it is this project. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it is super random, but I feel like everyone should experience this game, what I am right now, so I have to share it with you. Anyway, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to see next. If you want me to maybe explore more of the ship, I can always do another video on this. I'd be actually happy to do another video on this. But anyway, have an amazing rest of your week, guys. Bye!